1982.
Sure.
38, 39 years ago.
Right. And I want to dial back a little bit and talk about the fact that you worked with cadavers, one of your early jobs.
Yeah, well, when
Flushing Hospital.
Yeah, when they put me out of school, I went back to New York.
Mm-hmm.
My father passed away, and that day that we buried him, October 24th, 1960, I got in his car, drove back to New York, and got a job at Flushing Hospital. Put my age up. I was only 16, but I told him I was 18. And my conversation, my narrative and all, the way I presented myself, they hired me. But the only position open was as a morgue attendant, which was assisting the doctors and doing the postmortems.
What do you mean when you said I felt like I didn't have a say
Well,
or
a
direction?
ship, first of all, a ship, as you know, carries cargo. Whether it's a cargo ship, whether it's a pleasure cruise ship, there's all cargo in there. The commerce and industry depends on the shipping companies. A man named Plimsoll developed a line for ships that would carry cargo, and it's called the Plimsoll line. That if you weigh that ship and it sinks lower than that line, well, then it's not safe. I felt that I had something within me that was valuable. I'm carrying this cargo, but I don't have a direction. You know, they tell me that I'll never amount to anything. They tell me that I'm educably handicapped. They wanted to put me in EMH, and Superintendent Benjamin Willis wanted to send me to St. Charles, Illinois for school for bad boys. But I went within myself, and that's where I found the power of God within me. That's why that song says, I know I can make it. I never used any form of drugs. I don't know what it is to get high or marijuana, because those are the decisions that I made. And I had the power within me to withstand all of that mess out there. That's why I built this church. We call this the Prayer Palace. That's why it looks the way it looks. But when we built this church, this was the worst crime area in the city of Chicago. It was called the Hole. And I call this the palace built in the midst of malice. And now, fast forward 38 years later, it's one of the most enviable neighborhoods in the whole city of Chicago. I mean, white people and Hispanics and black people, through my son, we built a building right down the street from our church called the Clio Arts Center, where 52 units, and now we're building others because they have a waiting list. Because we stayed in the community with this message that you can make it. No matter what, you can take it. And you don't have to go under to get over.
I love that. I love that. And then this resurgence that your music is having, just tell us like how good that feels that the young people
I wrote so much music back in those days, and I was like the Pied Piper. Went into the projects and just lured those children out, and my music director today was one of the young people that come out of the Robert Taylor Experience. But we wrote a lot of music, and it wasn't received well in those days. But now it's trending. Kanye West heard it. He put one of our songs on his album. Then DJ Khaled heard it. He put us on. Steph Curry's people heard it. They used my music for his commercial for Under Armour. Then last year, the NCAA heard my song called I Should Wear a Crown, and they selected my song for the whole NCAA tournament last year.
What element, if you could distill it, do you think it's some of the ecclesiastical kind of elements? Because you definitely have that type of a sound where it's very unique, but very reminiscent of Earth, Wind & Fire.
Right. It's not fundamental churchy.
Right.
It's not fundamentally churchy. It's universal. That's what our philosophy and theology is called. Universal awareness. Aware of the power and presence of God in you, aware of your oneness with this universe. That's God. So, and Earth, Wind & Fire, you know, I was so into them, they became into me.
Just tell us about that relationship with Maurice White.
Yeah. One Tuesday night, they came to Philip Bailey, Andrew Woolfolk, and whom I thought was Larry Dunn, but I think now it was the other drummer,
Right.
whatever his name was. They came and they saw those young people. They were touched, and we began a relationship. They came to my summer camp that we had at our house in South Shore, had the young people from the project over there. We have pictures with Phil Bailey and all of them over there at the house. And so when they heard my music, Maurice White was inspired. He went to the studio with me, helped me mix the album.
Wow.
He gave us their horn section on several of our cuts. You will hear horns.
Right.
That's the Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes.
Original Earth, Wind, and Fire horn section
Right.
on our albums. And whenever Philip comes to town, we get in touch, and we have a good relationship.
To you, what does music and medicine mean?
It means the lighter, brighter side of life. Because everybody can relate to music in one form or another.
Yes.
Whether it's opera, whether it's bluesy, whether it's church, gospel, whatever, music has a way of soothing the savage breast.
Thanks so much, Pastor.
Thank you, Doctor.